Hey there, Wargamers, Justin our Paint here, and today we're going to talk about Master Unit List. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. I apologize for the look. This is me using my old OBS setup from my Twitch streaming days, and webcam looking a mess, just got from work. Decided I want to sit down and do some filming for February, and one of the things that I have on my list of things to talk about is Master Unit List, and this was the easiest way to do that. Was to use my old stream rig, start recording on the PC, and I'm able to capture an actual web page so that I can talk to you guys and give you a rundown of Master Unit List. Now, if you are new to Battletech Alpha Strike in particular, the Master Unit List is a incredibly useful tool, and it is completely free and official. Like some of the stuff you find online for games like Warhammer 40k, stuff like that, the resources sometimes end up being sketched because people are directing you towards like illegal downloads and stuff like that. This, rest assured, is 100% legit. It is hosted by Tops, the company that has the rights to Battletech that Catalyst is publishing the game under. So, but we had a lot of questions about Master Unit List. If you are already familiar with it, this may be a recap for you. May not be very helpful. If you aren't familiar with it, buckle up. We're going to learn some stuff. So, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I've got some printouts. We got some units and stuff we talked about. Basic anatomy of the cards I went over in the Alpha Strike intro video that I did, but today I want to talk to you guys a bit about how to use the Master Unit List, not specifically list building. We'll do a different video on that, but for this one I want to talk about how to navigate Master Unit List so that you can get more familiar. So buckle up, let's switch over and we'll check out the Master Unit List. Alright, so microphone is good. I apologize if the audio is a little different. Again, this is my old stream setup, so we're going to get into this today. So if you're new to the Master Unit List, it is masterunitlist.info right here. I'll try and remember to put a link to that in the description. And you got a variety of resources here at the top. On the main page, usually these rotate. It's kind of like a, hey, check out this unit thing you've never seen before. You can see just by clicking that, it brings up a card. And when I go back, I think when I refresh that changes. Yeah, so different units give you another idea of something you might want to see. This one's pretty cool because I believe that one actually has artillery. Yep, and it's battle armor, which is very interesting. Very interesting. So, if you are new to Battletech Alpha Strike, you don't care so much that there's things in the front. What the hell is this? Alright, so a couple of things that are going to be useful. So I'm going to open up some tabs here. I clicked Force. Whatever. Sorry, hit the drop down for Force. We're going to open up Alpha Strike Builder in a secondary tab. This is incredibly useful. This is where you're going to spend a lot of your time. So, let's say I want to add a Mad Cat to my list. Clickety clickety, I type in Mad Cat, it brings up all these variants. Now, that isn't super useful because you might not know which variant you want. It has stats, but perhaps you're playing different eras, so you want to find specific tech, things like that. So, we'll come back to this in a moment, but just know this is where your Force Builder is. This is where you have your list builder to keep track of your points and things of that nature. So back on the main page, you've got your faction tab. We'll open that one. We'll go through that. We have the eras tab, and then the units. So the units is your basic filter on how to search. We're going to come back to that. You're going to spend a lot of time here. A lot of time. Okay. For your factions, this is a breakdown of the factions in the game, so that you can, click what you want and find units. Let's try clicking Republic of the Sphere. That's a faction that I like. And it's going to tell you the eras that they are from, so that you can find some general information on if you want to build Republic of the Sphere faction or list. These are the eras that you would find them in. I click the details. I clicked Dark Age. It's taking a moment to load, and then brings you in. And see, it's bringing you units for Republic of the Sphere, specifically in the Dark Age era. So if you're getting really, really narrow, that's a way to find it. Or if you're just curious about what units your faction may have at that era. So let's go back here, and let's do something a little bit more common. If you're getting into Alpha Strike and you're new, let's go with Clan Wolf. Can't go wrong with Clan Wolf. Look at all these eras they are available in. Clan Wolf. Let's click the most common one probably for you guys. Let's click Clan Invasion. And there you go. It's got, here's the Battlemech tab. You want to get some combat vehicles, aerospace, infantry, so on and so forth. And you'll notice it's got this one highlighted, but there are a variety of eras that Clan Wolf exists in, So depending on the window, the parameters that you and your opponent set, or the event that may dictate what you are actually trying to do for your list and what parameters you want to lock in. This is just a real quick way at a glance to see what it is that you might want to pick from for units. I don't spend a lot of time here. There's some other efficient ways to sort this, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then here are the eras. So if you and your opponent are interested in playing in a specific era, typically if you're playing clan stuff, it's going to be clan invasion, so 30, 50, beyond. The clans exist before that, but you're not really going to see them really really interacting with the inner sphere at that time. There's some niche cases for that, but in general, if you want to do clanner stuff versus the inner sphere, clan invasion and beyond is a great place. It's also a pretty balanced place to play and a fluffy place to play. If you want to play inner sphere only, no clan tech, maybe some lost tech type stuff, anything predating clan invasion, you're pretty good to go for inner sphere. Post clan invasion, you've got a variety of eras to pick from. Civil War is a pretty common era to pick up because most of the stuff from clan invasion, actually the Succession Wars to Civil War, generally a lot of the units overlap and they've been upgraded. So if you're playing inner sphere, extending your window for your list building to 3062 beyond, you get some additional stuff. You get access to more clan tech, you get access to new variants, and the clans get some new stuff as well. So it slides the scale a little bit and opens up the units that you have access to. The Jihad era is an era we don't talk too much about, and they've got a little description here, so you can look at this at your leisure. There's a lot of units in here for the Word of Blake. They're the big baddies during this time. It's the one faction that I think pretty much everyone unanimously can kind of agree that Word of Blake is the baddies, whereas everyone else, it's degrees of gray. Clan Wolf's my boys till the current era, and Alaric Ward did some stuff where I'm just like, can't be with you anymore, bud. Pre-Ill Clan, we're cool. Post-Ill Clan, not so much, man. You did some stuff. But in terms of the Jihad Word of Blake, pretty much everyone unanimously agrees, unless you're a Word of Blake player, and then at which point you're just trying to like make everyone believe what you believe, and you can't believe you're a bad guy if other people, something. I don't know. Anyway, for me, with my intro into Battletech, the Battletech universe was in the Republic era, Dark Age era from the Clicky Tech. So I like a lot of stuff from here, and a lot of stuff from Clan Invasion. Then Ill Clan is the current era, the current timeline, the most up-to-date timeline with the books. So if you're trying to discern an era you want to play with your friends, here you go. This right here will help you out. Now, again, I don't spend a lot of time on those two tabs. I spend a lot of time on the Alpha Strike Force Builder and the Master Unit List. So let's say you're approaching this and you're like, okay, Justin, I've locked down an era. I want to know what units I can get. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to hit availability era. And let's say you want to play Clan Invasion, and that's all you're going to do, Clan Invasion, right? And you want to play, let's go with Clan Wolf. Type in Clan Wolf. There you go. Clan Wolf. Now, there are a variety of other versions of Clan Wolf. The standard one's the one you want. In Exile, I think, is post-Clan Invasion, and then Star League is, I believe, Ill Clan era. So, because spoiler alert, sorry. Master Unit List spoiler, not me. Alright, so we're going to click Standard Clan Wolf. We're also going to do, we're just going to type in Clan and bring up some of the other stuff here. Specifically, what we're working for is General. We're going to go with Inner Sphere Clan General. I think that should get us. So what happens here when you're sorting, you've got Clan Wolf specific, and then you have general mechs that all clans would use. So in this case, we're just going to go with Inner Sphere Clan General. For Clan Wolf, the fluffy one might actually be Homeworld Clan General. I don't remember, but for the sake of sorting out, actually, no, we'll do both. We'll do both. Homeworld Clan. Bring it up. Oh, there we go. So now we've got the full gambit of all stuff that Clan Wolf should be able to take during the Clan Invasion. So just with that right there, let's go ahead and hit filter. Boom. Now we've got all of our battle mechs, right? We've got all of the other units. Typically, you're going to be sitting at battle mechs and infantry most of the time, and then some combat vehicles, mostly the infantry for the battle armor. So let's say you want to further refine this. There's this incredible tool. Like, you've got all of these units you can sort through. And one of the things you're going to be sorting by a lot is not tonnage, but points. So point value, PV. So I've got that sorted by lowest, so ascending. These right here with no point total are the base like stat sheet or like information sheet. So let me open up one here. You see it has no card. It's just like the basic information for one of these. So you're going to skip those. There might be a way to filter it. I haven't figured that out. But here we go. So starting at the lowest point mech that you have access to, all the way up to the highest point mech, which is way here at the bottom at an imp at 65 points. So that's going to help you with your list building, because if you're trying to like plug and play and figure out, I'm going real fast, I'm sorry guys. If you're trying to plug and play a unit, this is going to be a way for you to find a specific point total or a range. So I do ranges and then I adjust up or down with my skills. So let's say you want to further refine this and you're like, hey, Justin, I need to find some battle armor. So we're going to come in here and we're going to type. Nope, perhaps a subtype. Hang on. There we go. Subtype, battle armor. We're going to hit filter. And boom. You notice all those tabs are gone. Now it's only showing the battle armor. We'll go ahead and sort by lowest to highest. And now, boom, you know. So let's go ahead and open up a couple of these. Grab the first 5 and just take a quick peek at what we got. So we got the Undine battle armor. There we go, 11 points. Yeah, whatever. Got the Elemental. That's standard. It's the one that comes in the box. Squad of 5, 12 points. Basic, doesn't do a lot of damage, but basic. We'll leave that up for a moment. So now we're seeing, we've got 2 different variants. So this is the machine gun, this is the flamer, and you'll notice as we're going back and forth the tabs, this one's got AM, CAR5, MEC, and SOA. The big deal here is anti-mech, carry, MEC means it's able to like jump onto mechs and stuff. SOA, I believe that is, I don't remember what that is. You'd have to go to your rulebook and look up SOA and find what it is. It's one of the special gear rules. This one right here has heat, so HT1, so you pay 1 point more to gain heat, and that's really it. So, and then this one has recon, RSD1. I have no idea what that is. Some of these are, I don't recall seeing that. I've been through these lists quite a bit, and I do not recall seeing that. Interesting. And then known battle armor. So this one, pretty brutal. 15 points for 3 damage. 3 damage, folks. 3. But let's assume that you're playing with friends and you're trying to be a little bit fluffy and not be that guy. We're going to assume this is the one you go with. He's got a flamer, heating up mechs, only 1 damage, not super cheese OP. We're going to hit, boom, add to force. And we're going to come over here. We're going to refresh this. There's our battle armor right there. So it's giving us a running total, 13 points for our list, 1 unit. Now, here's where you're going to run into a slight hiccup. So you typically, I will add multiple units. So if you come over here and you hit force and you hit add again and refresh, it doesn't add another armor. So you type in the name. This happens when you try and duplicate. Here's the same unit. Hit plus. It adds it over here. You're good to go. Shows the point total is 26. Here's the one flaw with Master Unit List. You may refresh this. You lose the duplicate. Happens every time. So if you're doing duplicates of battle armor or a duplicate mech or something, remember that when you're doing your running total to re-add it if you happen to refresh. That does happen. It's just, it is what it is. But we'll leave 1 here for now. So let's come over here. Let's go ahead and go to our subtype. We're going to uncheck battle armor, and we're going to check battle mech. That's the only thing we want right now. We want battle mechs. We're going to hit filter. There we go. So boom, sorted again. So now we've got our point total 8 to all the way up, and I think that there is a here we go. This is one thing we could do too. We could just do only units of battle value. I think that'll help sort out some of the ones that I was showing that are just like, you know, the unit. All right. So let's say you're like, you know what, Justin, I really like units with indirect fire. I really do. So you come over here and you type in, you hit Alpha Strike drop down. This is where this tool gets super duper primo. Indirect fire's abbreviation is IF. So type in IF. All right. Leave a space, or just, you know, close it out. Hit filter. All right, so now we are down to 33 mechs. This is every mech within this availability era that we set for the subsection or subtype we set for battle mech. With that faction, this is every one of the battle mechs available in that era with those parameters that have IF. So let's take a look at what we got here. Ooh, can't go wrong with the Warhammer. Actually, you know what? I got some good ones. So a lot of these are skewing inner sphere stuff at this time. Let's grab... Let me type in one more thing, because there should be... Let me type in IF3. There should be a Mad Cat with IF. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Yeah, it's not showing up. Interesting. Perhaps there's not a Mad Cat variant at this era that has it. I do not know. Alright, so, matter of fact, do I have a Mad Cat on this? Why is it not showing up? That's bizarre. Usually there's a Timberwolf that has IF. Maybe my search Kung Fu is not doing well. In either case, let's go ahead and bring up this Marauder 2C, the 52 pointer. Actually, we'll bring up both of these because I do this a lot. I'll compare units. So with our search results, we got the 52 pointer, 665 for damage, movement of 8, TMM 1, case, IF2, LRM 2. So it does have the IF that we were looking for. And then the Marauder 2C, okay, so that's, they've got two different variants here. The Marauder 2C8, 774, a lot of life, IF1. Both of those are pretty nice. And then one of the things that's really cool when you bring up units is it'll show faction availability. So you can click over here, and when you hit this, you're like, hey, I wonder if they're useful in this era. Boom. In this case, we were looking at Clan Invasion, Homeworld Clan General, Intersphere Clan General, so everyone gets it. But then if you're like, I wonder if this mech exists during the Ill Clan, who used it? Boom. So during the Ill Clan era, this particular variant was used by Jade Falcon, Razahog. So you're able to kind of see where it goes. Now, if you happen to pick up a Marauder in this case, and you paint it as a Clan Wolf, because we clearly determined that during the Civil War or Clan Invasion, that the Clanners, all of them have access to this variant, right? Let's say you paint it as a Clan Wolf, and then you want to use it during another era. Generally, that mech is generally fine. This variant may not be. You may have to find a different variant for that mech. Typically, if the mech's usable in one area, there'll be a different variant in another, so you can still use your model. So usually, you don't have to like throw your model in a bag and not use it. And depending on how stringent the event's rules are, even then you may be able to use it even if it's not listed, because they have a thing it's called Isorla. It's basically where it's like spoils of war. You know, they capture a thing, took a thing. That type of stuff. So don't fret too much. Paint what you like, and you will find a way to play with it. So let's go back, and let's do something a little bit different. We'll drop IF. Let's type in Omni. So we want to see all of the mechs with Omni that Clan Wolf has access to. Why did that not show up? Is it because I capitalized it? Bizarre. All right, hold on. Omni is a special rule. I don't know why it's not coming up. Let me do a quick search here. Huh. Our Mad Cat isn't showing up, period. Maybe Battlemech's messing it up. Battlemech's messing it up. Battlemech was messing it up. Yep, okay, that was weird. I don't know why the Battlemech was messing it up, but now you're seeing the parameters and how they work. That probably means there's an IF Mad Cat in here. Alright, so it's a lot of units. Alright, so we'll go back to the top. Now we'll type in Omni, and what this is going to do is filter out the Intersphere mechs, basically. There'll be some clan stuff that gets axed because some of it doesn't have Omni, but we're going to look for Omni specifically. So we're going to go ahead and sort by our point total, and actually, you know what, we'll sort by name this time, alphabetical order, specifically because we're looking for the Mad Cat, so we're looking for M's, the Timberwolf, Mad Cat, Timberwolf. So let's see, let's just grab the Timberwolf Prime, real basic, going at it. 54 points, 554, IF2, a new one had it, LRM, Omni, Case, Overheat 1, this one's got, looks like 13 life, so let's go ahead and add that to our list. So I hit plus, come over here, we're going to refresh. There it is, Timberwolf and our Elemental. Now the reason that I did that is the Elemental, because it has the MEC ability, can latch on and ride OmniMechs. So if you wanted to play out of the box set, the Clan Invasion box set, you got your Timberwolf, you got your Elemental Battle Armor. Here's a mock explanation on what you could do with that. So let's say you and your buddy are playing a really low point game. Let's say you're playing like 75 points. You want to throw something on the table real quick. So you are at 67, so now you can play with your pilot skills and see if you can throttle this to get it really close to the 75 point total that we just mentioned. So sometimes there's fluff, and generally with Inner Sphere, their pilot skills are going to be higher in a bad direction compared to Clanners. Lower the number in Battletech, the better. So usually if you're being fluffy and you're being a Clanner, you want to have your skill higher than your Inner Sphere counterpart. That doesn't always work because there's a point total that's trying to adjust for that, but it's a good rule of thumb. So maybe this guy is not just a standard mech warrior. Maybe he's like, I don't know if it's captain or commander that comes next, but he's a star something. So we'll see what happens when you put him at skill 3. Woo, that throws him over. You're 78 points. You're 3 points over. let's say that battle armor that's riding on his back, they're rookies. They're not so good. They're fodder. They're wounded from a previous battle, so their battlefield efficacy is less. Don't let clanners hear that, because they're never less. The clanners are always at peak performance. They will bid away all of the skills and the gear they have down to the point that this elemental is running around in an armored codpiece and still trying to tear stuff up. They will do that. That's what clanners do. All right, so skill 6 still doesn't do it. He's 1 point. You're still 1 point over. So let's come over here and let's grab. We looked at some elementals before, so we're going to resort. We're going to drop Omni, hit filter, and we're going to come in and hit subtype, battle armor. Okay, boop. And now we're going to sort, and now we're going to grab that elemental machine gun, because before we grabbed the flamer, that machine gun was a little cheaper. So we come here into our force builder. So I copy pasted. We'll hit plus. There he is. So we'll make him pilot skill, gunnery skill 6. Boom, got it. So that's a quick explanation for why you would have your multiple tabs up, keeping track of units. So when I build a list, I'll have a bunch of tabs. I'll have a couple of different point levels, like plus or minus on a mech. So if I was here and it was going the reverse, where I was like, I can't quite get this Mad Cat to fit. He's too expensive. So at base skill 4, which is what every baseline on all your cards, the printed cards that come in your box are assumed to be skill 4, even though they don't list it. So let's say this one's base 54 points, and you're like, man, I really want him to be skill 3, but it's just not working. I would normally have a tab open when I'm building my list, and I would have like probably 3 Mad Cats, so I'd probably have one a little bit less points and one a little bit higher. So when I'm doing my skill adjustments, if it doesn't quite fit by a couple points, I can grab a different variant that works for me, and that will adjust the points. In this case, I knew that there was a battle armor that was 1 point less than the other one, and I put them in, threw them at skill 6, and boom, points checked out. So pretty simple. So from here, this is not a full list in general. You'd probably be playing at like 150, 250, 300, something like that. But from here, for the sake of the argument, or sake of explanation, we'll hit print PDF. All right, so it has saved. We're going to go ahead and open. And all right, so first page is going to be a list of your units. So this one's telling us a Timberwolf Battlemech, skill 3, point value 65, tonnage. And then we'll come down, next page. There's our units, printed our cards off, and it's got the skill already on here. So we are skill 3, Team M2, movement 10, got our unit, skill 6. Whereas the core standard over here, that card, skill 4, 54 points. Skill 3, 65 points. In the Alpha Strike rulebook, it will explain to you how to increase your points up and down. Master Unit List does it for you. The printed cards are really nice. They're really good for quick pickup game, grab cards and go. This is the most efficient way to build a list and have it do the math for you. So, with that being said, folks, that is going to conclude our explanation for the units today. If you have any questions about what we went over here with the master unit list, let me know. I'm happy to try and help add some clarity for you there and give you some explanations on how this works. We'll get into actually list building and what I might do, what I might take, and why at some point. I wouldn't say I'm a super meta player, but I'm not a moron. I do like what I like to field, but I don't go super cheese, which before the other day we were talking about some of the battle armor and stuff. You're not going to see me take this tortoise. That's not going to happen. But I will build a reasonably good list given the parameters that are set forth and play a reasonably good game with someone. I'm just generally not going to try and play so hard that they don't have a good time. So that being said, I hope that you guys found this useful. Hopefully you'll be able to start building your own list. If you have any questions, anything at all, sound off in the comments below. Happy to help you out. As always, if you're new here and you enjoyed this, hit that like, subscribe. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. As of this point, we're rapidly approaching 2,500 subs, and I appreciate you guys helping the channel grow. I'm going to continue to try my best to put out content as I can, and I couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much for hanging out. But as always, you know I will continue to ramble if I don't sign off, so we're going to sign off now. As always, keep paying those models, keep rolling those dice, and I will catch you guys next time.